Hey guys, so right now I'm going to give you a little 5-minute lesson to prepare you guys for Monday so that when I give you the activity you're able to get right into it. So just pay attention for 5 minutes, okay, and try to really understand this. I'm going to describe to you what a function and a function rule is. So right here on the mathisfun.com site we have a function. It says, what is a function? A function relates an input to an output like a machine. So you see here there's an input going to an output, and that's exactly how a function is related. The output is somehow coming from the input. So let's go to our little online chalkboard here. So I have our definition right here. Let's have an example of input and output. So I just want you to look right over here at the number of hours in pay and money. Let's say you're working, right? You're putting in, let's give an example, you're putting in, let's just say 1 hour. 1 hour of work, you're getting $25. All right? So your input is that 1 hour you're putting into work, and your output is what you're coming out with. The money you're coming out with is $25 for that 1 hour. So that's all it is. Your input is what's first, and your output is what's happening as of a result. And that's also your independent variable, your independent and dependent variable. Your independent variable is going to be your input because no matter what, that's the same. If you put 1 hour in of work, you put 1 hour in of work. If you put 10 hours in, you put 10 hours in. That's always the first thing that happens first, your independent variable. Your dependent variable isn't the $25, it's the output. It's how much money you make. Because if you work 3 hours, you're not making $25. What are you making? $75. So that's your dependent variable is going to be your pay, and your independent variable is going to be the number of hours you put in. So now we're going to practice writing a function rule. So I want you to look right over here, and a function rule basically shows a function relationship. So this will be your equation. And I have 3 steps to make it real easy for you guys to write that function rule. In the first step, you're going to relate, which means basically write out the sentence. Your total pay, we're going to use this example, your total pay is $25 for every number of hours you work. So now we're going to have to assign letters to all this stuff because this isn't an equation, right? So here we're going to define for everything. Let's say total pay. This is what define means. Total pay we're going to make P. For $25, that could stay as 25, right? Because that's already a number. And for number of hours, we're going to have to give it a letter because we don't know how many hours. It's always going to be changing. Let's give it N, number of hours. So now we have our 3 things for writing our equation. So in our equation, we have the total pay, P, equals 25 times the number of hours, H. Now, so we have total pay is 25 for every number of hours. We could have even written this out as times number of hours because you know that for your total pay, you're making $25 per hour, and that means times, right? So if you work 1 hour, you're making 25. 25 times 1. If you're making 2, it's 25 times 2, which is going to be $50 in pay. Now we can also write a little chart. I'll do it right over here. You're going to need to do this in class, so just pay attention. We're just about finished. Pay in money. And let's do it for 1 hour, 3 hours, and 5 hours, okay? A little chart. So if you work 1 hour, 25 times 1 equals 25. We knew that. If you work 3, let's do the math. Use your calculator. 25 times 3 equals 75. So your pay is going to be $75. If you work 5, do it on your calculator, 25 times 5. You're going to make $125 working. So this is a little chart, and in class I'm going to give you an example. You're going to have to make a function rule for it. Maybe it'll be miles and minutes it takes to run the miles. And then you'll have to chart it like this. Alright guys, so I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in class.